you're a fan of the British Touring Car Championship and you've actually attended any of the races, then the chances are you will have seen a grid full of these little Renault Clio Cup one make racers doing battle in the support package. Like any good one make series, particularly on the touring car package, it's a brilliant feeder series for budding touring car drivers, and you can really see why as soon as you strap yourself into this car. The first thing you need to do when you drive it is do your best to get some temperature in the rear tyres. Until you do, you can really sense there's an edge to the handling, simply because the rear end just doesn't have any loading, so it struggles to get temperature, which is why first lap incidents are so typical in these cars and in the BTCC. It's a cracking thing to be in. It's essentially much more simple than a historic car to drive, because you've got paddles to flip, you don't use the clutch unless you're pulling away or stopping, so you really just kind of point and squirt it. But those inputs that you have to make become much more critical, because you have to get them absolutely right to get the best from this car, and they're all so closely matched that you're not just bothered about tenths of a second in these sorts of races. It's hundredths of a second that really begin to count. Front wheel drive, I'll be honest, to me in a race car is a little bit like voodoo. It's counterintuitive to a degree, because the car will oversteer generally if you're hesitant and you're not committed on the power. So to get yourself out of the situation you've got yourself into, you have to get hard on the power. That takes some mental athletics to get your head around that a little bit. Once you start to, you can begin to enjoy the agility that that sort of handling setup gives you. It's hard to describe the feeling when you turn this car into a fast direction change. But if you were the sort of kid who enjoyed seeing how far back you could lean on your chair at school, then the moment where you think you're just about to fall over backwards, but you catch it, that's the feeling you're trying to get when you drive one of these cars quickly. That's the thrill of it, that's the skill of it, and being able to consistently do that, just to tread and dance along that edge without making the car slide too much, is what will make you a touring car champion one day. There's no ABS on the brakes, and again, because the rears are so lightly loaded, when you really get on the limit of the brakes, you begin to lock the rears. Similarly, when you start to find the limit in the car through the corners, you just feel it begin to hop around a little bit, and that's the car telling you you're doing the right thing. I'm sure the really skilled drivers and those who are particularly sensitive to the car will balance it with left foot braking. I'm not really a left foot braker and I'm not going to try it now, but you can see how that would help you, although I'm sure it's not completely essential if it doesn't suit your style. A season in Clio Cup is between 80 and 110,000 pounds. The upper figure will get you with the best team and therefore give you the best chance of success. The cars, well, this Clio weighs 1,080 kilos with the driver. It has around 220 horsepower, so very similar figures to the road car, similar torque figures as well. It's not blisteringly quick by any means, and the power and torque delivery is linear as you'd expect from it's a 1.6 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, so in that respect it's nothing special, but it's what you have to wring from that engine and maximise your momentum and corner speed, not over brake the car, not put too much steering input, let the thing flow, but let it flow along that slightly disconcerting tightrope between hero and zero. I'd be lying if I said it was an easy car to drive. In fact, it's far from easy if you're used to rear-wheel drive. But I think once you begin to get your head around it, you can really see the appeal of door-to-door, door mirror-to-door mirror racing in these things. And you can absolutely see why the Clio Cup has such a great track record when it comes to breeding future tin top champions.